Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Danot Pranam, Jai Shila Prabhupada. Welcome to Bhakti McKinney. Let us start with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana 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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Jaya Gauranikai, 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 Jaya Gauranikai. Jaya Gauranikai, 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 Jaya Gauranikai. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radha Kala Sangeeta, Jaya Radha Kala Sangeeta, Kala Sangeeta Radhe. Radha Kala Sangeeta, Kala Sangeeta. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Jai Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman. Ragupati Raghav Raja Ram, Patita Pavan Sita Ram. Ragupati Raghav Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Bhaj Pyare Tu Sita Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य उत्तर सत्य श्री श्रीमद एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत्य श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की रामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की सामवेद भक्तवृंद की पिता गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल
all glories to assembled devotees
हरे कृष्ण
all glories to assembled devotees
हरे कृष्ण
all glories to assembled devotees
हरे कृष्ण
all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshata. Hare Krishna, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Nice to see all of you. It was so nice to get to see all of you last week.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So I thought we'll talk a little bit about last class first and see, what we all gathered, what we all understood, any reflections, and then we'll continue our chapter 7. So let's start with Renuka Mataji. How was your experience? What did you experience in hosting, experience having devotees over, and then Prabhuji's class, and afterwards, please share.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and Pranam. Hare Krishna, everyone. So, Prabhuji, yes, it was very nice experience with Prabhuji, with devotees, and to see everyone. And definitely, I learned a lot. And I think there is a long, long way to go. So, beginners, and yeah, definitely, I look forward to more sessions in persons. So, I can learn more and more and grow more in Bhakti.
Nice one, thank you. Abhinav Prabhu?
Prabhu, this was officially the first time we had any Prabhuji come over to our place, so it was like a very auspicious occasion for us. We really look forward to it, and we were just so so grateful to have Hari Prasad Prabhu come over and give us his valuable time and share some of his very deep knowledge that he has. That was a wonderful experience. And thank you, Prabhuji, for putting this all together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Sai Prabhu.
Oh, it was divine, wonderful experience for me that day. Prabhuji was awesome. He was like, whenever any question asked, he was going immediately, finding that what exactly we needed. That was like amazed me. And I think it's a blessing to be with him last week. It's a Krishna's blessing. So he joined our Bhakti Vriksha on last Friday.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Shweta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
Yeah, I think you were all talking about the in-person association which you had last week, right? So I'm just hearing it.
Okay, so I'll share what we discussed, Mataji. So Hari Prasad Prabhu, he asked us this question about what is bhakti. If somebody asks us, what is the definition of bhakti? How do we explain that in a very nice, concise way? So anybody remembers what is bhakti?
So Prabhuji talked about we talked about 5 different definitions, and in 4 of them we didn't find actual definition. But in the 5th one, in the book Shastra written by Naradji, that's where we found the definition of bhakti, what is bhakti, and then in general we discussed to go closer to Krishna, to feel the divine experience is bhakti.
Yeah. So the first, yes. So basically, first Prabhuji started with the topic of Narad Muni. He has written Narad Puran, right? And in that, basically, Naradji has given 5 definitions of bhakti from different acharyas. However, it was still not complete because it did not speak about the devotees, right? Prabhuji said that it doesn't, like when we serve devotees, that is also bhakti. Because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that when you serve the devotees, that is more dear to me, right? And it pleases me more when you serve the devotees. So then Prabhuji was trying to investigate that how do we understand, what bhakti is. Then Prabhuji brought up Nectar of Devotion. Nectar of Devotion is written by Srila Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami is, he's one of the 6 Goswamis, and we come under his line. So we are called Rupa Nugas. A Nuga is somebody who is a follower. So we are all following Rupa Goswami. So we are called Rupa Nugas. And he has written this whole book called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is called Nectar of Devotion. So what is devotion? So he starts with the first verse, which is Anya Bhilashita Shunyam. Anybody remembers? Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. Right? Let us pull that up. Anya.
The three bhakti के 3 लक्षण. There are 3.
Uttama bhakti.
Right? So let's see. Let me pull up the folio. Let me share it. So first one was Wait, one second, let me find it so then it'll be easier. So, Anya Bhilashita Shunyam. This is our nectar of devotion. And let's see. See, that was one part, right, which Sai Prabhu was talking about. That any question we had, Prabhuji was immediately able to go to the right verse. That's how we should. That's how we should all become. Srila Prabhupada says that we should become like a lawyer. Lawyer is anytime you have anything about the law, they can go straight to the law books and quote the law. So same way we should know all the verses, so that way we can quickly, explain what is the verse. So we can search here. Okay. So BRS 111. Okay, so we'll go to this one. So here it says Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. So Bhaktir Uttama. So this is the definition of Bhakti, which is the Uttam Bhakti, right? We're talking about Uttam Bhakti. So can somebody explain what is the first verse, first line mean? Anya Bhilashita Shunyam. Shunya means without. Zero. Shunya. What should be Shunya?
Any other desires.
Anya. Anya is any other. Abhilash is material desires. So without any material desires, without any other material desires, and Anavritam is covering, right? We should not have any covering of Jnana, Karma, or Adi. Any other covering should not be there. So we are not doing this because we will get knowledge or because we will get some benefit, material benefit, right? So first, Prabhuji explained, first two are negatives. So without any material coverings, without any material desires, without covering of Jnana and Karma, or any other, system, what is favorable? Anukulyena Krishnanu. Anukul. Anukulya means favorable to Krishna. So doing activities in favor of Krishna. So Prabhuji also gave example of Kamsa, right? Or they were also thinking about Krishna, but not favorably. So we have to be favorable to Krishna. Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama, right? Always when you are practicing it, regular practice, regularly practicing activities which are in favor of Krishna. That is called Uttam Bhakti, right? Then Prabhuji also explained what are some examples of this, right? Examples of this are anything which you do, but keeping Krishna in the center of what you do, right? So this is the main thing. If we can practice this, so we have understood now. We understand what is bhakti, right? We have that knowledge. But when we realize this, then it becomes realized knowledge. So that is the point. Okay, so then after that, Prabhuji explained, then there were many other, many other points which Prabhuji brought up, which was what is direct and what is indirect. You remember that? Okay, give me some examples.
So when we do anything for Krishna, like, serving Krishna, making foods for Krishna, or doing anything, any service, so that is a direct bhakti. And
Correct.
indirect, when we serve devotees.
Correct.
So that is indirect.
Correct. Yes, exactly. Okay, so that was the main point, right? Prabhuji brought up about Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Ruttama. So you should all try to learn. We should all try to learn this. It's very easy because Prabhuji has broken this down. So we should be able to understand. Do you all want this verse? I can send it to you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I'll send it to you on the group. Okay. I'll send you later after the class. Okay, so let us continue our Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7. So it's perfect, actually, segue, which is knowledge of the absolute. So now we're talking about Krishna, right? So Krishna, so basically chapter 6 ended where Arjuna is trying to figure out how to do bhakti. He's asking Krishna, how do I do bhakti? Because it's so difficult for me to remember, right? I'm not able to control my mind. My mind is moving here and there. How do I control my mind? Then Krishna is explaining that when you practice yoga in full consciousness of me, of Krishna, right? Smaran, complete smaran, with mind attached to me, then you can know me, which is no doubt. Then Krishna explains many ways, right? If you all remember, many ways in which how Krishna's energies are all constituted in material energies, in the Jiva Tattva, and then he speaks about the Super Soul, right? So the material energies were 8: earth, water. Oh, am I not sharing? One second, let me share my screen. I thought I was sharing my screen. Okay, can you all? You can, right? Okay. So earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. These are material energies. Then Krishna explained about the inferior nature, which is the Jiva Atma, right? These are the living entities who are exploiting these resources. Then he explained about the spiritual world, which he is the origin and the dissolution, right? Spiritual world. And then he explained that everything is coming from Krishna, just like how pearls are on a thread, just like that, he is stringing everything upon him. Then he explains different opulences. How can we remember Krishna? Taste of water, light of sun, moon, syllable om. He's the sound in ether, ability in man, original fragrance of the earth, heat in the fire, life of all the lives, penances of all the ascetics. He is the original seed of existence, intelligence of the intelligent, the prowess of all powerful men. He is the strength of the strong. He is devoid of any passion and desire. He is the sex life which is not contrary to religious principles. Then he explains, know that all these states of being, goodness, passion, and ignorance, they are all energies of Krishna, right? Then he explains that. Then he says, who is deluded? Somebody who's deluded by these three modes, that person cannot know me. But somebody who can, then he explains about the miscreants and somebody who are pious, right? So there are 4 people: miscreants who are foolish, lowest among mankind, in their knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake in atheistic nature. Demons, they don't surrender to Krishna, right? Now, who are the 4 who surrender to Krishna? The distressed, desirer of wealth, inquisitive, and who's searching for knowledge. Of these four, then Krishna explains one who is in full knowledge, who is always engaged in pure devotional service. Bhaktir Uttama, right? Bhaktir Uttama, that person is the best because that person is very dear to me and I am very dear to that person, right? Then he explains all these devotees, though they are very magnanimous souls, who is situated in knowledge, that person I consider as mine. And how does this person come? Many births and deaths. He who is actually in knowledge surrenders to me, that person is very rare, very, very rare person who has. So we have somehow come in Krishna consciousness after millions of births, different bodies, same birth, death, old age, disease. We have gone through so many cycles, right? We have all had families, kids, again left, again new life, same thing again and again, vicious cycle. And we're still stuck here, right? Still we are stuck. Still we are thinking, how can we help our kids? How can we, do well in our work? How do we take care of our parents, right? So many things. We are stuck in this material consciousness, right? So such a soul is very rare who has taken to Krishna consciousness. Now, in 20, whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires, that person surrenders to demigods. So now Krishna explains, somebody who surrenders to demigods, he helps their faith to increase, right? He makes it steady so he can devote himself to a particular deity. And with that faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtains their desire. Did we stop here? 22? We can start from... Yeah, okay, then let's start from 21. That will be a good one. So now Krishna is explaining that he is a super soul in everyone's heart. And as soon as somebody has taken, desires to worship a demigod, he doesn't say, go away, worship me. He's not like that. Instead, what he says, he devotes himself, he gives them steadiness so they can start going to the demigod. So we'll read from here. Okay. 21. Let's have Sai Prabhu. Would you like to read, Prabhuji?
Yo yo yam tanum bhaktaha.
Yo yo yam tanum bhaktaha.
Shraddhayarchitum yicchati.
Shraddhayartum ichchati.
Tasya tasyachalam shraddham.
Tasya tasyachalam shraddham.
Tameva vidhadhamidham.
Tameva vidadhamyaham. Yes, Prabhuji, please continue.
I'm in everyone's heart as the super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his faith study so that he can devote himself to that particular deity.
Why do you think, so question, Prabhuji, before we go to purport, why do you think Krishna does that? Why does he make their faith steady so they can devote themselves to that particular deity?
To remove the ignorance. See, the passion, the ignorance. Lord Shiva is God for ignorance, and Brahma is God for passion. So they always show the direction to the Parabrahma, the super soul. They are demigods. They always show the path. Go and pray supreme soul. We are just a demigods who can just ignore that your ignorance. We can remove the ignorance within you and show the path to the ultimate devotion. So that's why even if you try to pray Ganesha or Shiva, any demigod, Saraswati or anything, they will just try to help you to go into the path of Krishna consciousness.
Nice. Yes, Prabhuji. Good understanding. Okay, let's read the purport. Prabhuji, I think you just muted yourself.
Oh,
yeah.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. God has given independence to everyone, Therefore, if a person desires to have material enjoyment and wants very sincerely to have such facilities from the material demigods, the Supreme Lord, as super soul in everyone's heart, understands and gives facilities to such persons as the Supreme Father of all living entities, he does not interfere with their independence, but gives all facilities so that they can fulfill their material desires. Some may ask why the all-powerful God gives facilities to the living entities for enjoying this material world, and so lets them fall into the trap of the illusory energy. The answer is that if the Supreme Lord as a super soul does not give such facilities, then there is no meaning to independence. Therefore, he gives everyone full independence, whatever one likes, but his ultimate instruction we find in Bhagavad Gita, one should give up all the engagements and fully surrender unto him. That will make a man happy. Both the
Yeah. So
living
this is
entity,
so
yeah,
this is very important point, right? This point is very important that Krishna is not a person, he's not making us dependent that you have to serve me. He wants to give that voluntarily independence to everybody, right? Independently, whenever you are ready, you please come, right? He has given us that independence. And because he has given that independence voluntarily, when we choose, then that makes a big difference. So many times we see that, we have all these kids who are born into this movement, right? Now, automatically they have taken to Krishna consciousness. However, once in their life, again, that question comes that have you really joined the movement or not? So independently, they have to one day take a decision whether they want to follow this path or not. So this is what Srila Prabhupada is also saying here, that he is therefore giving full independence to everybody. And only when they come to that point, in their heart, they want to actually follow Krishna consciousness, then it makes a big difference. Okay, let's continue.
both the living entity and the demigods are subordinate to the will of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the living entity cannot worship the demigod by his own desire, nor can the demigod bestow any benediction without the Supreme will. As it is said, not a blade of grass moves without the will of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Generally, persons who are distressed in the material world go to the demigods, as they are advised to the Vedic literature. A person wanting some particular thing may worship such and such a demigod. For example, a deceased person is recommended to worship the sun god. A person wanting education may worship the goddess of learning, Saraswati, and a person wanting a beautiful wife may worship the goddess Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva. In this way, there are recommendations in the Shastras for different modes of worship of different demigods. And because a particular living entity wants to enjoy a particular material facility, the Lord inspires him with a strong desire to achieve that benediction from that particular demigod. And so he successfully receives the benediction. The particular mode of the devotional attitude of the living entity toward a particular type of demigod is also arranged by the Supreme Lord. The demigods cannot infuse the living entities with such an affinity, but because he is the Supreme Lord or the Super Soul who is present in the hearts of all living entities, Krishna gives impetus to man to worship certain demigods. The demigods are actually different parts of the universal body of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they have no independence. In the Vedic literature, it is stated the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Super Soul is also present within the heart of the demigod. Therefore, he arranges through the demigod to fulfill the desire of the living entity, but both the demigod and living entity are independent on the Supreme Will. Supreme Will. They are not independent.
So this point is very important, that the demigods are actually order carriers of Krishna. And here Srila Prabhupada also explains that the demigods are actually the parts and parcels of Krishna, and they're different parts of the universal body. So there was a story where a king, he was actually traveling, from his kingdom. He was going with his entire entourage, and it was very, very hot. And somehow he got, sidetracked, and he was all alone in the jungle. And as he was walking, on his horse, he felt very, very thirsty. So when he was thirsty, he was looking for somebody who can help him, but nobody was able to help him there. Suddenly he came up to a farmer's house, and he went in and he asked that, I'm very thirsty, can I get some water? So then the farmer gave him some water, and the king was so happy he told the farmer that whenever you are in any trouble, you please come to me and I will take care of you. So many years passed, and then there was a drought, where the farmer used to be. So then the farmer remembered that, oh my, our king had come and he had promised that whenever I have any trouble, I can always go back to him. So then the farmer goes to the king, and the guards, they don't allow this farmer to come in. But then he tells the king that you please go and tell the king that I have come, that same farmer who had given water to you has come. So immediately the king asked the farmer, you please come, so they allowed the farmer to come. But at that time, he was actually praying. He was praying, he was doing his daily prayers, his daily worship. So the farmer sat while he was praying to, he was doing his daily worship. And then there he prayed that, please protect me, please protect my kingdom, please protect, my subjects, and make sure that, no enemies come and attack us. Like that he was praying. So after he finished his prayers, he looked at the farmer and he said, how can I help you? So then the farmer said, I had come here for asking some help from you. However, if you yourself are asking help from God, maybe then I should ask help directly from God. Why should I come to you? Because everything is coming from God himself. So this point here, again, it comes back to this point that it all comes to our desire. All our desires are actually fulfilled by Krishna. Even if we go to different demigods, they are also getting their power from Krishna himself. So we don't have to have a middleman, right? We can go directly to Krishna. However, we should have the right desire in which we go and we, serve Krishna. But at the same time, we should also remember that all these demigods are very, very highly elevated devotees of Krishna, like how Sai Prabhu said. And we should have complete respect for them. Many times we see that, people can start saying that, oh, Krishna is the supreme, then why do we need all these demigods? No, we should have complete faith and complete respect for them. They are all, very pure devotees of Krishna, and they are taking care of Krishna's orders. But at the same time, as Vaishnavas, we should remember that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So we actually have 10 offenses. So before we chant our prayers, our japa in the morning, we also recite something called as the 10 offenses to the holy name. And the second offense is, are you all aware of the 10 offenses of the holy name? Okay, let us pull that up. So, so the second offense is basically considering names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. So we should always remember that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, right? And we should not consider names of demigods like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva to be equal on that platform. So these are 10 offenses which we should try to live every day by, because these offenses, if we are able to avoid, then we are quickly able to progress when we are doing our japa. So because you're not aware, we can go through them. First one is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. So what this means is we should never criticize devotees, right? Devotees, some devotees, we might not, like, we should never do any prajalpa. Like, we should not sit behind devotees and gossip about them. Never, we should never do that. Because every devotee is very dear to Krishna. And we, even in our minds, we should never criticize a devotee. We should always look for what they are doing good, right? And we can, only then we can progress in our spiritual life, right? That is a very important point. Second was, not to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be an equal platform. Third, to disobey the orders of our spiritual master. So right now, all of your spiritual master is Srila Prabhupada, right? So Srila Prabhupada, he has given us some order, right? What is our order? Don't break the 4 regulative principles, right? No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication, and chanting the holy name, right? And he has said that at least 16 rounds every day if you're initiated, but if you're not, then whatever you are able to do, right? That is the order of our spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic scripture or scriptures in pursuance of the Vedic version. So what this means is blaspheming Bhagavad Gita, blaspheming Srimad Bhagavatam, thinking that these are not ordinary books, right? Like that. So that we are blaspheming. That is not right. Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to be an imagination. So even though we have heard that in Kali Yuga, chanting the holy name is the only means by which we can go back home, back to Godhead, right? Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, 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 Gati Ranyata. So only by chanting the holy name can we actually come out of the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease in this Kali Yuga. So if we consider that the glories of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is just an imagination, no, this is not true. Like they're just talking about it. That is also an offense to the holy name. Sixth, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. So we are actually not. So what does the holy name mean? The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is actually a prayer. We are praying to Krishna. We're praying to Radharani that please engage us in your service, right? Anya bhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi avritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttamam, right? Which means that we want to practice this continuously, right? That is the point. Okay, seventh, to commit sinful activities in the strength of the holy name. Knowing that holy name is so powerful, we say that we'll commit some sin and then we will do Hare Krishna Mahamantras. Then our, whatever we have committed sinful activities, it will get nullified. So that is also wrong, to think like that. That is one of the biggest offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. So that also we should never do. 8, to consider the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra as an auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Veda. This is not a ritualistic activity. Like ritualistic activities are like fire yagya, like we're doing rituals, right? But Mahamantra is not, chanting Mahamantra is not an auspicious ritualistic activities. It is the yoga dharma. So that is what we have to remember. 9th, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. So, many times we as preachers, we feel like we want to preach to everybody, right? However, it is also an offense when we know that somebody is not favorable, that we are trying to instruct this faithless person, because then our bhakti can have a problem. So that also we have to be very careful whom we want to instruct. We have to always look for the ripe fruit. Okay. And then the last one is not having complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, maintaining material attachments. So tell me the Sanskrit, material attachments. What if we do not want material attachments? What was the verse? Anya bhilashita shunya. Yeah, not maintaining any material attachments, even after we have understood so many instructions on this matter, right? So even though we have understood so many instructions, if we still don't have complete faith and we are maintaining material attachment, it is also an offense to the holy name. And it is an offense to be inattentive while chanting. However, we should remember that these are the 10 offenses to the holy name, So we can try to ensure that we are not committing any offense during the entire day. It is not that during chanting only we have to remember these 10 offenses. This is like a way of life. Every day, starting from morning, we have to remember that we don't want to commit these offenses. So every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava, so we are all considered Vaishnavas, must guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prem. And this is what Prabhuji was explaining, right? That this should be our aim. Our aim is that we want to achieve Krishna Prem. Like whatever we do, we want to do it for pleasing Krishna, right? So that is the next point. Any questions on this before we move forward?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Mataji.
So, Prabhuji, about number 10.
Number 10, yes.
About number 10, like as I think we have previously discussed, it takes some time to develop interest and develop taste in the holy names. But until we get to that point, we should still continue chanting. So in that case, as per this, it will be offensive, right? I mean, if the mind is not there, if we are not chanting attentively.
So whenever you start chanting, you should create something called as a sankalpa. Okay. So what does sankalpa mean in Hindi?
Like
Determination, yes. So we create a determination, we pray to Krishna and we say that, oh dear Krishna, before we are starting our japa, we are trying to make a sankalpa that we want to try to remember only hear your name. And we can only do it with your mercy. So you should start talking to Krishna. You should have that connection with Krishna. Every morning you should talk to Krishna. Then you should tell Krishna that, Krishna, you know my heart, right? Krishna, we can try to cover our heart and we can show everybody that we are such nice, pure devotees, right? But Krishna knows, only Krishna knows in the heart of hearts what all problems we are going through, right? So every day we should pray to Krishna. We should make a sankalpa that, Krishna, please help me. Only with your mercy can I chant my rounds nicely today, right? And for number 10, we have to try. Like what this means is, let us say as you're chanting, your mind gets diverted, which happens to everybody, right? It's not only happening to you, it happens to everybody. If it happens, first is you have to notice that your mind is distracted. If you are able to notice, that itself is success. Sometimes, many people are not even able to notice that, oh, our mind is distracted. That, oh, hamare rounds khatam bhi ho gaye and oh, I didn't even remember Krishna, right? That can happen, where your entire rounds are over and you're not even remembered Krishna, right? So first step is, if you are able to see that, oh, my mind is getting distracted, that itself is success. And when that happens, then gently you have to tell your mind, dear mind, I am just right now focusing on the holy name. So please, I will come back to what you are saying after I finish my round. Right? And that you have to again pray to Krishna, like, Krishna, please help me. So what you're saying, that, we are not there, and to get there, we still have to follow the same process. So the goal and the journey are the same. To achieve the goal, the journey is the same process.
Yes. So in this journey, definitely this offense it's difficult to avoid this offense, I think, in start.
To not have complete faith in chanting the holy name?
No, to distraction, while not be inattentive. I mean, if you don't have a
inattentive,
there's no point chanting.
This one. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting.
Exactly, that's point.
So Mataji, when you start, we are making a sankalpa that, Krishna, we want to be attentive. And we can be only attentive by your mercy. So please help me. So in the end, if you remember in Prabhuji's lecture, Prabhuji said, everything you give to Krishna, whatever you have done in the past, Whatever you are doing and what you're going to do in future, you are giving it to Krishna. When you have given everything to Krishna, then Krishna will take care. So you have intention to be attentive while chanting. Now let us say if your mind gets distracted, then you have to again bring it gently back to Krishna. That doesn't mean that you're inattentive while chanting. You are trying you're making your effort. Now, if you're sitting there with your phone and you're seeing WhatsApp and then chanting or watching TV, then that is not right. That is, we are not making the effort. I hope you're able to understand.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Sometimes I get the best sleep during chanting.
No, so what you can do, Mataji, is if you're getting lot of, what did you say? A lot of ideas, you said?
No, sleep.
Huh?
Best sleep, like I
Best
sleep.
Best sleep.
Yeah.
You can walk and chant, Mataji.
Yeah,
That'll
I
be
different things, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it happens, like that's peaceful. So on the side note, yes. But it's a long journey, definitely.
Yeah, and you're doing really well, Mataji. So we are all very inspired and motivated how you have taken to Krishna consciousness. So please continue. Okay, any other thoughts or reflections? Bhakti Priya Mataji, Hare Krishna, nice to see you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we accept my humble obeisances, all glory to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev.
Hare Krishna. Where
I
are the
actually
kids?
was in the kitchen and I forgot about the class and I saw 7:35 and I was like,
Oh, yeah. Because I think we missed last week, right? That's why.
yeah, both kids went to somewhere and I was waiting for them to come back and I was in the kitchen cooking and I was thinking something, I was missing something and then I saw my phone, it is 7:35. I'm like, my God, this is the important class. I want to hear what happened in the past and I missed all of that. So I'm like,
Hare Krishna. We've recorded it, Mataji, so I'll send you the recording.
yes, Prabhuji, yeah, please send it to me. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Please, if I don't join, please message me somebody
Sure, Mataji.
or call me, give me a missed call or something, please. I normally don't, but today is like a lot of things are happening in the house and I was like, so I forgot completely.
Prabhuji, somebody recorded last time Prabhuji's session.
Was it one of the kids who came from UTD?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, I'll ask him. I'll ask Keshav Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji at Mridanga. I think that
Keshav
Prabhuji
Prabhu.
recorded. Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask him to send us the recording.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
What is
Okay.
UTD?
University of Texas, Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we had kids come from the Bhakti group there. They were also new kids, so we invited them for the program.
Nice. If Priyanka get a seat over there, then she can join the group.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just started Kalachanji's Prasadam Express restaurant there.
Wow.
So in the cafeteria, we just started a month back.
Cool.
And so we are on trial right now.
So you are participating, Prabhuji, in that restaurant?
No, I'm not. But I just wanted to share that,
That's good.
Lot of devotees are doing. Yeah.
Since UTD kids get prasadam, right? So I don't have
Every day. Yeah.
Priyanka. That saves a lot of time, I guess.
And all of you are also invited. Like at lunch, it's open to everybody. So at lunch, if you're free, you can go to UTD. It's called Kalachanji's Express.
Wow.
I'll send you the details on WhatsApp.
My daughter Priyanka will really Priyanka actually likes prasadam. And if Krishna prasadam, it's even better. So that's perfect.
Jai.
Only any food related info, please forward without asking.
It's mandatory.
Especially with Chole, Prabhuji. He loves
Mandatory.
Chole.
It's not optional.
Even without mentioning, just please forward.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Click on share and like buttons.
There you go.
So last week, Bhakti Vriksha, the prasadam was so delicious. Thank you, Mata,
Yeah.
Renuka Mataji. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Prabhuji.
Everything.
It was
Mataji,
amazing.
go over to one dinner.
Definitely, Mataji. You're always welcome.
So we had puris, we had chole, we had tamarind rice, we had
Thought Abhinav Prabhu don't
sweet,
chole.
we had aloo curry, then
Yeah,
we had
cream, fruit
fruit
cream.
cream,
Yeah.
Too
lemonade. We had lemonade.
Yeah.
Too many.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was wonderful. We missed you, Mataji.
Menu. Like, good job, Mataji. What?
Mataji, there was a funny incident. So when I was making chole, what he said, now only I hate the chole. From now onwards, all devotees are gonna hate chole. Because
Oops.
people like it.
Ayyo.
And everybody loved it.
Yeah,
So
we
Prabhu-
loved it.
Mataji, sometimes when you give too much love, that love sounds like Karela. You know, it's too.
Definitely, Mataji, for sure.
Sometimes you have to give Karela and then love comes back.
Yes, Mataji, for sure.
You balance it out. Balance much and do that much and then you'll be out. So,
Yeah. So two of my friend Prabhuji who came here, they were inquiring about like, do you have, are you guys having any more sessions in person? So they inquire about Kirtan actually.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So-
Mataji, if they want to join, they are welcome to join this group. And what we can do is we can also have like maybe a Kirtan program, maybe once a month, we can have Kirtan together. That'll also be very nice. We can do that.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Okay,
is there
so
any way?
yes.
Is there any way to learn? What is that instrument? The musical instrument you carry? Harmony.
Harmonium?
Harmonium. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Keshav Prabhu, he used to teach, but now he's become very busy. But there is a very, very nice YouTube Mataji, like Mataji on YouTube who teaches. So I've been trying to follow her. I'll send you that link of Mataji.
Okay.
She's-
Where did you buy that in harmonium?
I bought it at Krishna Culture Prabhuji. So there is a store here called.
Don't buy harmonium.
Okay.
Prabhuji,
You
Why?
don't buy because I have two harmoniums. So I'm just wondering, it's too many instruments in the house. I was wondering if you want, I can give you one harmonium.
Sure, Mataji. I want to. Pranav and
from,
myself wants to learn that.
I got mine
Pranav and
from
myself wants to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I got mine from Vrindavan, Prabhuji.
Okay.
From Vrindavan, Govinda Prabhu, Govinda Das Prabhu. He does CDs, musical CDs, Krishna Kirtan CDs and all.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in contact with him. He is the one sends the customized harmoniums. They're very expensive ones. So
Also,
did
there
you
is a
visit
store.
Vrindavan
Prabhuji.
today?
yes, Prabhuji, your question I did not hear properly. Can you repeat?
Did you visit Vrindavan, Mataji, before?
No, Prabhuji, all online only. I've never been to Prabhuji, I haven't gone to India in 7 years, Prabhuji.
Okay.
7 years.
When you will be here, I think we will all plan to go to New Vrindavan as a whole group.
Vrindavan, there was is a yatra. Rampal Maharaj, Swami Maharaj is doing a yatra, Vrindavan yatra. I think it's 10 days or 9 days, Mataji. If one of you or somebody come, I will go with.
Yeah, I mean, definitely 10 days.
Alone.
I don't know. but at least for 2-3 days. When we were in Grand Rapids, we were planning to do it, but now we are here. So I think that would be a good thing to do.
Yes, Mataji, let's go to trips and yatra together.
Sure.
I cannot
Yes,
wait to enter Vanaprastha by that.
So-
Vanaprastha, that is my freedom.
So Prabhu, also there's a store here in Addison. It's called Krishna Culture, and it's a very nice store. It's run by devotees, and you'll find a lot of items there. It's called KrishnaCulture.com.
That's where the paintings even also, right, Prabhuji? Paintings and all.
Everything. Prabhuji has everything there. Painting. Oh, Prabhu, you'll even find dhoti kurta there.
Yes,
Yeah.
we went there.
You went there?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. And I remember just now.
Day before yesterday we went there.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
It's an amazing store.
Did you get dhoti and kurta?
Yeah, we got.
Oh,
we got
Jai. Okay. Yeah, I completely forgot.
Yeah, it was it's a very nice store.
We got
Yeah.
paintings.
Yeah, I mean they have. I mean, I didn't expect that they have so many things.
Yeah.
So
You know the Mataji, did you see me in the line for Prasadam on Sunday?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So the Mataji I was talking to in the front. She's the owner of Krishna Culture. Yeah, Sundari Priya Mataji. Yeah.
Shri Dham Prabhu or Shri Ram
Sridham Prabhu and Sridham.
Yeah, so I actually spoke to him on the phone. So their payment system was not working. So I spoke to him on the phone when I was there.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we actually got these paintings.
These two paintings, Prabhuji.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Jai Krishna. Such a beautiful painting, right? Krishna.
Got one more Prabhu. Yes,
Oh, wow. I have the same painting. It's so beautiful, like they're on the swan and see their feet. They're touching in the bottom. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. Prabhu and Sai Prabhu, you should go there. I mean, you will be amazed when you visit that store.
Sure.
Please
Yeah,
send the
definitely.
address, Prabhuji, if you can.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
This is one of the another miracle done by Srila Prabhupada. See, he's not just given the purport, but he initiated all these paintings who attract, like everybody attracts. And today's world, whoever wants to use any Krishna's picture, they'll just go directly the ISKCON's Krishna, always having, in their pamphlets or anywhere. And whenever you see that Krishna, you don't need to read. First, you attract to those pictures, and the Krishna prema begins, right?
Yeah. No, Srila Prabhupada actually he took a lot of effort. Like he had a whole department just for painters and artists, and very closely he would monitor them. He was amazing. Srila Prabhupada was amazing. Like how he did it.
See the detail of that painting. If you see the detail of the painting, how it was amazing actually.
Yeah, amazing. He engaged everybody in Krishna consciousness according to everyone's skills. So, okay, so shall we all sing the Narsingha Aarti together?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Namaste. केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जयो जगदीश हरे जयो जगदीश हरे केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जयो जगदीश हरे जयो जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल। विघ्न विनाशक नृसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। जय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल।